Let's go!
Greetings everyone, Nishanbart here. Hope you're having a fantastic day and I hope you're having a fantastic Nintendo. So, as I said after Star Fox, the next game we will be doing is Metroid Fusion. I've opted for Metroid Fusion because I paid for the Switch expansion pass, so I might as well play a Game Boy Advance game. Plus, actually, it works out quite nicely because Donkey Kong Country 2, which would be my fourth game, is going to be a Super Nintendo game. So we would have done an NES, an SNES, a GBA, and an N64 game. We're ignoring Majora's Mask for a second. Let's put that in a corner and forget about that because I would rather forget about Majora's Mask right now, sadly. I mean, horrible to Majora's Mask. I still love it. I really do actually still enjoy it. Anyway, we are jumping into Metroid Fusion now. I'm not quite sure how this one, how far we're going to get with the start of this one because it has quite an extensive opening. So, you know, this is set after the events of Super Metroid. So Samus has once found herself on the surface of SR388, which is the planet she went to in Metroid 2: The Return of Samus. And look, there's a thing there. Quick, blast it! And blah 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 blah. It's a blob. Oh no! It was there. I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. The X Parasite. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when when disaster struck. When all of a sudden, Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness, and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. Whoop, 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 whoop. And that's the game. Samus dies and that's it. No. Thankfully not, because that would be the saddest way for the basically the one of video game's biggest badasses to go down. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologic? Really? Is that the name of the company? Biologic's vessel recovered it and transported me to the Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. We had to surgically remove it. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. While I was unconscious, but life portions of my suit had to be surgically removed with lasers and stuff, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimum chance of survival. But then someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. Oh no! Samus is pro-vaccine. It seems that the Federation have managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. And it was like yum 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 yum. The X Parasite were immediately and completely destroyed. Pew pew pew! Because it turns out, you know, genociding a species kind of does bad things to the ecosystem. Just saying, Samus. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn. That's something different. It's a cool suit. I quite like the fusion suit. Pondering this fact, I realise I owed a Metroid hatchling my life twice over. Yes, because the Metroid hatchling saved your life at the end of Super Metroid. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. Is that biologics? I don't know. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Lab, or BSL research station. Wait, Biologic Space Labs research. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that the unexplained explosion rocked an explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart. For now, I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the VSL station will be overseen by my ship's new computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time Yes, this is in fact the second time. Like, this is strictly speaking the first time we've done this, but then Metroid Other M happened, and yeah, we'll talk about that later. It makes me recall my other CEO, Adam, who would tell me not to use missiles, despite, then saying, hey, maybe you should use your missiles. Adam, don't tell me what to do. Incidentally, her new ship looks surprisingly a lot like her old ship. And this is one from the Galactic Federation. This is a loner. So here we go. We have a nice map. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your infected suit. Your suit infected by the X Parasite. The cause of the explosion is yet unclear. Investigate immediately. The quarantine bay is here. Move quietly and quickly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation. Yeah. So this is the Don't get me wrong. I like Metroid Fusion. It's a really cool game, but it definitely started this trend of the games kind of telling you where you needed to go, and that's sometimes not a bad thing for these games, but it does make them shorter. When you're actively told, hey, go here next, then here, then here, you just, that's what you do. So the quarantine bay is ahead. A bioscience confirmed. Be careful. And again, much like Super Metroid, this game has some pretty decent music, though I don't think I've spoken much about Super Metroid's music, so yeah. Quarantine bay. Oh no, there's a thing! And it turned into an X Parasite. Oh no. Yeah, there's a problem there. The station has been completely infected by this parasitic life form that we brought aboard. Whoops! Yeah, I don't have Morph Ball yet. Hey Adam, we done goofed. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X Parasite. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, the security sensor scanned whatever. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X parasite infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predator of the X. Yes, that's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well. It will also change your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb it. Yeah, you can now absorb them basically to heal yourself. And we should be able to get some of our latent abilities if we basically... well, no, we'll keep it in the breeding environment. Anyway. You're only at 10% battle capacity. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for telling me that. The Federation needs you alive and on... I love that. The Federation needs you. I'm sorry. Am I not a freelance bounty hunter? I mean, if Nintendo games have taught me anything, being a freelancer should pay loads. Because, Fox is a freelancer, Samus is a freelancer. I'm pretty sure Mario freelancers. I mean, he's got a... I find it interesting I'll talk about these zombie enemies in a second. Yeah, Mario. I mean, okay, he's self-employed, slightly different. I've received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Hey, once you have to state, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against enemies that your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room. The data room is here. Thank you. Yes, my objective is clear. Thank you, Adam. Hey, we double our survival chances if we have missiles. That's nice. Oh, and you got that sassy sort of like hand by the hip. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CEO I served under the name Adam Malkovich. He called me Lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect, and with some irony, I named the computer after him. Yes, Adam, he is the CEO that you serve under in Metroid Other M. Now, as I said, by this point, Other M kind of hits at a weird point where Samus has proven herself substantially, having defeated Mother Brain twice. And then has to serve under a CEO, and it's just all a bit weird. Other M is a game that we don't talk about. But yes, those zombies. It's kind of weird that the game would have you... Well, if the axiom mimic gets prey, then why do the humans turn into zombies? I can explain that in a very simple way. So electronic interference has knocked out the elevators, so we've got to find a alternative route. There's massive biosigns here. Yes, my objective is clear. Thank you. The missiles might be your only hope. I mean, really, the only reason why you... Okay, hang on. Yeah, we can't go that way, so there has to be... Oh, yeah, there's a... I remember now. It's been a while since I played this. Oh. Hey, it's a secret. It's a secret area. Oop. But yeah, I suppose the only reason why the sort of humanoid-ish enemies turn into like, or the human remains turn into like the zombies, the shambling corpse-like zombies, it's probably got something to do with just the game not being like, you know, Samus is going around like, okay, yeah, fine, they're affected by X Parasites, but ultimately they are still like human. Now, I'm not going to be doing a 100% items. This isn't going to be a speed run either. On account for two reasons. I do not know this game well enough to do that. How are you? I don't know this game well enough. I don't know the routing for it. So we're just going to play through it. That's interesting. You do start with the ledge grab. I'm used to playing. I'm used to Metroid Zero Mission where you don't start with it. Oh, it's a big old. It's a big boy. Yeah. Hey. Jump! I should probably try to avoid taking as much damage as possible. Oh! There we go. So then it... so the annoying thing about bosses in Metroid Fusion is they will do this. You'll defeat them, and then you have to defeat the sort of... the core, if you will. Hey, we got more ball. You got to defeat the core of the X Parasite, and it's another step, and it's just annoying, but it's fine. Oh, hang on. Pew pew pew. But yeah, again, the reason why they're probably like zombie-ish is because, you know, killing is frowned upon, and killing in a Nintendo game, that'd be unheard of. I mean, killing like human enemies would be unheard of, should I say. I'm not trying, like, you know, I'm kind of lampooning a little bit on the whole, you know, Nintendo is like the super family friendly kind of thing. I think I want to go this way, don't I? Because the door was there, yeah. And we're going to get locked in this room because we need to use the navigation computer. Yeah. Samus, it's as I feared. The breeding environments have been been invaded by X Parasites. Sector 1, SRX, shoots several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of SR388's ecosystem. To get there, we must take the main elevator. And then meet me here and I'll give you a map. And I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may have been linked to the earlier explosion. Oh no. Now is this... Oh yeah, this is the cold room. Don't go in the cold room. Cold room is cold. And because we have Metroid DNA, cold hurts us like a sod. Because everyone knows that ice weapons are like the one thing you use to deal with Metroids. It's just what you do. Right, down we go. Oh, what's this? Another explosion has rocked the station. And oh no, there is. It is Samus. Yeah, just... That's overkill. And why can't we blow up doors like that with our missiles? I mean, I know the SAX, as it is, does have super missiles. I get that. But it's still like... What is this nonsense? I suppose the other problem people have with this game is it is relatively linear. You do backtrack to certain areas, but it very much is a case of go to Sector 1, go to Sector 2, go to Sector 3, I think. I think it does go in linear order like that. The main elevator has been severely damaged. It'll be totally unusable for some time. Unfortunately, some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded. Activate stabilizers. Yep, you know, we need to... Sure. Make the air breathable, got ya. Or make the environment that it's not an X Parasite like... It's not an S tier environment for them to exist in. Oh, that's it. Yeah, in this game you don't really use... everything's security locked. It isn't based off beams or anything of that sort. Now I think with that, if I hadn't have like dealt with those X Parasites as I was dealing with them, they would have turned into a really powerful enemy, which would have sucked. Alright, one down. But you know, yeah, like I said, turns into a really powerful enemy. Hey, energy tank, nice. The other M, you know what? Story beats aside, I do feel bad for other M. I think it's probably gameplay wise. I'm pretty sure it's pretty solid. It's just unfortunately, you know, as I was alluding to earlier, you know, Samus Aran is a pretty badass like lead character. Yeah, people talk about strong female leads. Well, Samus was the original strong female lead, surely. And then to have the character have undermined throughout the whole of Other M by Adam. I should also preface, I made a joke earlier about the Metroid vaccine and Samus being, you know, I made a quick snip about that. I'm not gonna get political. I should. That's a joke I probably shouldn't have made. Oh, space pirates, which means at some point, you see, because the X can mimic its prey, so everything that you see the X, everything you fight is something the X has mimicked. So at some point, they've gotten to space pirates to basically know what space pirate DNA is to replicate it. I do love how in Metroid Dread the X Parasites come back. It's such a cool, like. I think because again, you wipe out an entire species of things, and you know, oh no, you know, this wiping out this species has led to some pretty horrific consequences. What were we thinking? You clearly weren't thinking, were you? Just because the space pirates were trying to turn Metroids into a weapon. Hey, you know, which, you know, the space pirates aren't the only one who are guilty of doing it. The Federation also tried that in Other M. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about Metroid's the influence that Metroid received from Alien, and definitely with the way that there's definitely an element of that with how the Metroids are sort of viewed as this potential bioweapon. That like every like power wants to get their hands on. Please be a save point. Yes, there was a save point here. I was just there thinking to myself, if this isn't the save point, I'm kind of stuffed, aren't I? I only want to save it just because there's a boss room coming up, and I know for a fact that it shouldn't be difficult, but caution. Caution is the order of business today. You. I'm glad later on, when you get the super missiles, you can just like destroy these like walls in a single hit. Oh, you. There we go. Oh yeah, this is the I know. Oh, hang on. No, I got japed. Japery. Ow. Yeah, it's the old charge beam one. Ow. Actually, really like dangerous boss. I remember, right, as a kid. I mean, I was a teen. By the time this came out, it was like. Christ, it must have been 2002? Give or take 2002. Sounds about right, doesn't it? I never actually owned this game. It was a friend of mine who owned this game, and I would go over to his like quite frequently, and we would play games. I would sit there and play Metroid Fusion whilst he was playing. I think at the time he might have been playing like Banjo-Tooie or Banjo-Kazooie, and we would kind of share what was going on in the games and whatnot. Those were weird times, I suppose. Weird to think about. And we'll go up and over. Alright, so we're making decent progress, I like to think. I was worried about the opening to this game because I know that the opening takes a while, and I thought, are we going to hit a point where we're going to have to, like, maybe just have the opening cutscenes and all that sort of done separately? But thankfully, we didn't really need that. Come on, Adam, give me my next objective. Where do you need me to go now? Atmospheric stabilizers, but the X have really made it to other sectors. Crow, the tropical habitat. So yeah, and I think, you know, we'll go here and be like, hey, you know, we're going to need to unlock security door number 1. But in doing so, that's going to make other areas more dangerous as the X are able to also negotiate those areas. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree, but that was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer too. I don't know. Everything I know about computers is that they can't be trusted, but, you know, gotta give them a chance. Gotta, you know, they're allowed one sort of, like, stab, I suppose. You know, once computers have stabbed you in the back once, you're like, okay, cool. We know what our boundaries are, computer. We'll, you know, we'll see ourselves out. So, let us... Boop, 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 boop. Oh yeah, the tropical habitat is, small. I have learned the identity of our mysterious saboteur. Samus, it's an X mimicking you! We shall call it the SAX! I have named it the SAX. I believe the SAX came from the capsule containing your infected space parts. Space parts? Soup parts! He used a power bomb to escape the quarantine. The explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the SAX is definitely our biggest worry right now. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the SAX, just run! Don't think about fighting. You're still very vulnerable to cold. An unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam. I mean, surely most things can be frozen by an ice beam, but that's beside the point, I guess. Of course, the SAX is armed with the ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have bomb data in the data room. Bombs will help you find a way if the SAX traps you. Data room is located here, but sealed by a level 1 hatch. Curses! You have to find the security room to release it. But, for safety protocols, it's not that's... You have to find it on your own. Sorry, there's something I love about that. Just this idea that, for safety reasons, like, safety measures aren't marked, or, you know, safety locks aren't marked on our map. I don't know, just in case we need to do like a station-wide lockdown and we need to lock down everything. No, we can't have where that computer is on the map. I kind of get it for like people infiltrating, but like, what about if you need to do a like? Actually, what was? Yeah, let's see what was at the end of this hallway. What was if you need to do a super hasty like evacuation kind of thing? Oh yeah, I can't go that way because these juicy columns of pulsating goodness. We can't go that way because it's locked. But I think we go up this way, don't we? Welcome to the tropical habitat. It's a mess up here. There's vines everywhere, and you know, you would think that we'd have like better measures in place to make an actual habitat, not just like a open jungle biome. But never mind. I digress. Security room 1, let's go. Blue hatches are now active, but on the same metric, now other things can get through the blue doors. Again, it's not like other Metroid games where progress is locked behind beams. I suppose by this it gates the game in a much more linear fashion, which I guess people are, it can be a little bit frustrating because some of the joy, the biggest joys you can have with the Metroid games is just how, like, not that there's any power-ups here actually, I don't know why I looked there. Some of the biggest joys you can have with the Metroid games is just the sort of freedom you have to kind of, like, carve a path. If you're particularly skilled, you can do sequence breaks, and there's a fantastic speedrunning community for Metroid. I don't care too much for speedrunning games. I try to beat them within reason, within my own skill level of quick, but am I looking to beat them as quickly as possible and shave off nanoseconds from world records? I mean, if I could do that, that'd be fantastic, but I can't. Oh no, there was a massive... what was that kaboom? There was an earth-shattering kaboom. Well, let's just bomb our way out of here and... Hey, missiles. So I think we're going to come across our first sort of... It's not necessarily... No, it's not... You don't do a chase sequence with the SAX at this point. I think what happens is you see it. And it's all a bit like, oh no, it's scary. Because it will mess up your stuff. But I think, first of all, there has to be a save point. So let's go find ourselves a save point. And then we'll save it and save point. Because it is time, unfortunately. But with that said, starting Metroid Fusion, we're halfway. Actually, are we halfway through Nintendo? No, we can't be. Well, for the purposes of the games I'm playing, I'm halfway through because I've beaten Star Fox and I've beaten Super Mario 3. But in terms of the month, we still got a fair bit to go. But I'm anticipating this to take me about a week to beat, and Donkey Kong Country 2 will probably also take me about a week. Maybe 2 weeks. It depends on if I want to do the if I fully complete Donkey Kong Country 2, which I kind of do because I want to prove to myself I can do it. I did it a couple of years back when I was 19, I think. So we're talking 14 years ago, which, my God, makes me sound so old. Anyway, let's ignore that for a second. Anyway, with that all said, then I hope you've enjoyed this. There will be links to my socials in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for joining me on this episode of Metroid Fusion for Nintendo 2023. So if you haven't watched Nintendo 2022, it's right over there. You can click on that playlist. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can also click on me right there. So, there are things to do, things to see. So many wonders. I'll see you guys around.